You're lying in bed at 3 a.m. when it hits you. The perfect solution to that problem you've been stuck on for months, or a creative spark that feels like it could change everything. But by the time your alarm goes off at 8 a.m., that genius idea isn't just blurry. It's like your brain performed a factory reset and deleted the file entirely. Most people think they just have a bad memory, but the truth is much more haunting. Your brain is currently being trained to treat your best ideas like trash. We are living through a brain rot era where our attention spans are being fragmented into tiny, useless shards, and the mental architecture required to hold on to a complex thought is being dismantled piece by piece. In the next 20 minutes, we're going to look at the cognitive science of why your mind is deleting your potential. And I'm going to give you a stickman-led tutorial on how to build a resilient system that forces your brain to actually keep what matters. You weren't supposed to lose the ability to sit still for 10 minutes, but now, most people can't even eat a meal without a digital side dish of stimulation. This isn't just a bad habit, it's a neurological rewiring where your brain has been trained to expect non-stop novelty from short-form content and instant notifications. Your brain is a prediction machine, and right now, it's predicting that every few seconds, something better is coming. This creates what scientists call a switching cost. Every time your attention jumps from a project to a text message, your brain pays a price in mental efficiency, leading to cognitive fatigue that leaves you exhausted even if you haven't actually done anything meaningful. Your brain loves the unpredictability of the digital slot machine in your pocket, but that constant dopamine flooding raises your reward threshold. Suddenly, slow things like reading, deep thinking, or reflecting on a great idea feel physically painful because they don't offer the same high-intensity hit. When your baseline dopamine exposure is this high, your attention becomes shallow, and shallow attention creates shallow satisfaction. You consume massive amounts of information but process almost none of it deeply. This is why your best ideas are deleted. Your brain no longer has the processing room to encode them into long-term memory because it's too busy chasing the next 15-second spike of novelty. To understand the long-term cost of this, we have to look at one of the most disturbing experiments in history. Universe 25. In 1968, John Calhoun built a paradise for mice with unlimited food, no predators, and no struggle. You'd think they would thrive, but instead, the society collapsed into something Calhoun called the behavioral sink. A specific group emerged called the beautiful ones. These mice never fought, never mated, and never engaged in social roles. They simply ate, slept, and groomed themselves obsessively. They looked healthy on the outside, but they were functionally dead because their nervous systems had developed in a world where every meaningful role was already filled and no struggle was required. Calhoun's real conclusion wasn't that comfort kills, but that the disappearance of meaningful roles and cognitive friction destroys the spirit. When we automate our thinking and outsource our focus to algorithms, we become the beautiful ones, mentally perfect looking on the surface, but unable to produce anything of substance. If you feel mentally scattered or unable to focus on what matters, your brain isn't broken. It's just overloaded and under-challenged. One of the biggest reasons we lose our best ideas is that we've eliminated the specific state of consciousness they were meant to grow in. For 99.9% of human history, your ancestors didn't sleep in one 8-hour block. They had first sleep and second sleep, with a 1 to 2 hour window of quiet wakefulness in the middle of the night. During this watch, People didn't scroll. They interpreted dreams, prayed, or simply lay in the dark and thought. Science shows that during this time, the brain produces elevated levels of prolactin, creating a peaceful, meditative state that modern humans almost never experience. We traded this theater of the mind for the light switch. When you wake up at 2 a.m. today and feel that spark of an idea, your first instinct is likely to reach for your phone. The blue light hits your retina, suppresses your melatonin, and tells your brain it's daytime, instantly shattering that meditative state and deleting the delicate neural pathways your idea was forming on. We treat waking up at night as insomnia, a disorder to be fixed, rather than a biological inheritance meant for reflection. If you want to stop the deletion process, you can't rely on willpower alone. Willpower is a tired muscle. Instead, you need to design an environment that makes systematic thinking automatic. Step 1. Cognitive reframing and the 90-second rule. Your brain is often too noisy with emotion to hold on to ideas. Did you know that no emotion lasts longer than 90 seconds unless you feed it with your thoughts? When you feel a spike of frustration or distraction, don't fight it. Just observe the physical sensation for 90 seconds and let the chemicals flush out of your system. Once the noise subsides, use cognitive reframing. Stop seeing a lack of focus as a failure. See it as a gap between your current expectations and reality. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," use third-person self-talk by saying, "Midnight thoughts can handle this." This tiny linguistic shift creates psychological distance, activating your rational prefrontal cortex instead of your emotional limbic system. Step 2. Mental models and second-order thinking. Most people collect facts, but smart people collect patterns. To retain your best ideas, you need to place them into mental models, shortcuts to understanding reality. One of the most powerful is second-order thinking. Don't just ask, "What happens next?" with your idea. Ask, "And then what happens after that?" When you have a great idea at 3 a.m., don't just think about the destination photo. Use mental contrasting. Vividly imagine the benefit of the idea, but then immediately identify the most likely obstacles you'll face and create if-then plans. For example, if I feel too tired to work on this tomorrow, then I will spend just 5 minutes outlining the first step. Step 3. Intentional habits and boredom tolerance. You have to train your focus like a muscle. Start with just 20 minutes of uninterrupted work daily. No phone, no music with lyrics, no multitasking. Your brain will resist, but this is the neuroplasticity process in action. To keep your brain sharp, you must also practice strategic incompetence. Be deliberately bad at non-essential tasks so people stop asking you to do them, protecting your energy for the deep work that actually matters. Finally, rebuild your boredom tolerance. Stop reaching for your phone during every micro moment of discomfort. Boredom is the bridge to creativity and deeper thinking. It gives your thoughts the processing room they need to fully develop. The goal of all this isn't to live a joyless life. The goal is to remove compulsiveness. A healthy brain should be able to enjoy stimulation without being dependent on it. We want to build an anti-fragile life, a system that doesn't just survive stress but actually gets stronger because of it. Your muscles grow from the stress of exercise. Your mind grows from the cognitive friction of challenging ideas. Every time you resist a compulsive urge to scroll, you aren't just staying disciplined. You are collecting evidence for your brain that you are the one in control of your attention. This builds behavioral confidence, which is more powerful than any motivational quote. Remember the Stockdale paradox. You must maintain unwavering faith that you will prevail in the end, but you must have the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, even if that reality is that you've wasted the last 3 hours on brain rot. Life is short, roughly 30,000 days. If you're 30 years old, 11,000 of those are already gone. You can't afford to let time blindness or attention fragmentation steal the remaining days. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. It controls your behavior, and your behavior shapes your life. The rare skill in the next decade won't be intelligence. It will be sustained attention. People who protect their focus will have a massive advantage in every area of life. So here is your call to action. Tonight, when the sun goes down, don't immediately flip the switch to digital day. Try sitting in the darkness for just 10 minutes without your phone. Let your brain remember what it was built to do. Start small. Pick one system we discussed today and test it for 1 week. If you found this stickman's journey into cognitive science useful, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into how to reclaim your mind. Your best ideas are waiting for you to build the architecture they need to survive. Now go protect them.